How's it going, folks? This is Wayne Art, back with another technique lesson today, and we're continuing our scale series with probably my favourite scale. We're looking at the A major pentatonic scale. So this is the fourth in the series and the final one for now. If you have enjoyed this series, please obviously leave your comments, and if you want me to do a little bit more and dig a little bit deeper into this sort of thing. But a reason I've done this series, I just think it's great for, you know, beginners or maybe people who haven't played scales for a while, or they don't know what to do with scales, and they're actually great fun when you get into them, great for finger dexterity, and just great fun for improvising. Put on a backing track or record a few chords underneath, and it's just great fun. I can sit there, you know, for hours doing this sort of thing. Now, all of these scales are up on my Patreon page if you want to look and check where the root notes are and have a bit of a guide, reference point. I'll put a little link to that in the description below. So the way that works, you just subscribe to my Patreon page for as little as a couple of quid a month or more, you know, if you can afford. Every little bit helps, and it all goes towards me continuing doing this and other guitar projects that I do as well. So it's very much appreciated. So without further ado, let's get to it. And today we're looking at the A major pentatonic scale. Now, if you followed the series, we've looked at the A minor pentatonic scale, not to be confused with this one. We looked at the A blues scale, and we've looked at the A major scale. And we've done them all in the key of an A. The reason being, I think it's a good place to, if you're a beginner, to practice a scale, because the frets are just a nice distance apart. They're not too wide if you get further down, or they're not too narrow if you get further up. Having said that, we're still using the root note, but we're playing this scale a little bit lower down, okay? All will be revealed in a minute. I'll show you the scale, obviously. I'll show you a few things that you can do with it, and don't tell anyone. We might even talk about a little bit of theory. So anyway, here we go. So I'll show you the scale first. So the little pinky is going to start on the 5th fret on the low E string. The first finger will play the 2nd fret on the A string, 3rd finger 4th fret. We're going to do the same on the D string, 1st finger 2nd fret, 3rd finger 4th fret. Exactly the same on the G, 1st finger 2nd fret, 3rd finger 4th fret. Okay, B string, 1st finger 2nd fret, little pinky 5th fret. And we're going to do the same on the top E string, 1st finger 2nd fret, little pinky 5th fret. So we just play that. And those that have watched the other videos, if you got my first lesson down, the A minor pentatonic, you'll notice that this is pretty much the same scale. It's exactly the same as if you play an F sharp minor pentatonic scale. Okay, but with the major pentatonic, all we do, we don't use the F sharp as the root note, we're using the A, and it becomes the A major pentatonic scale. Okay, now a little bit of theory behind that. All sort of major keys have a relative minor. So if we're doing the key of an A, if we play a major scale, okay, and we take the 6th note of that scale, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we work out what that note is. I've talked about, you know, maybe we're doing a couple of lessons, learning the theory and learning how to read the notes. I will do that if you want me to, but there's loads of information up on YouTube and on the internet. But we work out that note, and that is actually an F sharp note. So relative to the A major scale, we could actually play the F sharp pentatonic scale, and those two scales pretty much share, you know, the same pool of notes. Another way that you could work out the relative minor is if you're playing a major scale and we go down a step and a half, you could work out, you know, whatever note that would be, we work out, you know, its relative minor key. Okay, but this actually shares all the same notes with the F sharp minor pentatonic, but by changing the root note, as I say, instead of using the second fret, you know, the F sharp note, we do exactly the same scale, but we don't use that note. We're just going to use the 5th fret on the low E string and use that as a root note, and that gives us the A major pentatonic. And I love this scale. It's got a lovely country sound to it. So this scale's quite familiar. It's used in quite a well-known song, Sweet Home Alabama. You know, it uses the major pentatonic scale. So you hear it in loads of songs. Like I say, it's got that lovely country feel to it, and you can do some really interesting things with it. So as I said in the other lessons, obviously a good thing is to get the scale down first of all, obviously. Then once you've got it down, maybe practice alternative picking. So the first note will be down, second note up, next note down, then we do an up and then a down, and so on. Another thing is if you pay attention to it, it doesn't take long to get down, but everyone who starts off doing scales, including me, it's a common practice, is your fingers will come, you know, raised right up off the note. So try and concentrate, keeping your fingers as low down to the fretboard as you can. Okay. Another thing is obviously target where the root notes are. So when you start improvising, you can make little licks up and sort of resolve it on a root note. So we know that the 5th fret on the low E is a root note. We've got a root note. The 2nd fret on the G, that's a lovely one. You can do some nice little licks around that, and you got one, the 5th fret on the top E string. So, okay. Now the backing track that I used, I always record my own. Sometimes I'll record it on my phone, or I'll record it on a loop pedal. So I did it over an A chord, all major chords, a C, and a D. So it's sort of. Okay, if you are a beginner, obviously that's with bar chords. You can do it with open chords. A, C, D. Okay, or an easier way is just put a backing track up on YouTube, an A major, you know, backing track. There's hundreds up there, loads of different styles, so you can try a few different ones out and basically play this over the top. Now a few little ideas. Obviously, making little licks up, targeting those root notes. I'll just give you a few simple ideas. So that's a nice root note to target. That's the 2nd fret on the G. And it's nice to do a little slide on the G into the 5th fret back, and then maybe go on the note below and then go back to that root note. Or we could do a little bend there. You know, that's a nice little lick, targeting that root note there. Okay, that's a nice root note to target as well. So, and we can also slide up and do the A minor pentatonic. If you mix the two together, you get some quite sort of interesting things going. So you can get this. You know, sort of go between the two and mix a few things together. So what I'm going to do for the last sort of couple of minutes of this lesson, I'm just going to put my backing track on and just show you, you know, those licks that we just talked about, and a few extra things, just giving you a few ideas of what to actually do with it. So there we go, that ends our little series of just looking at the first positions of some handy scales to get down. So take that, experiment with it, you know, make it fun. Scales aren't just exercises, they're actually used for a lot of riffs and lead guitar. Like I say, great for that finger dexterity, and take that and within a couple of hours or whatever, or time that you put into it, you'll be away and you'll have some really fun, interesting things going. Okay, so thanks very much for watching it. We all enjoyed that series. This is the last in the current series. I just want you to get all some basic scales down for people to get into. Scales are great fun once you get an understanding of it, and don't expect to be playing with backing tracks straight away. Obviously get the scale down, get comfortable with it, understand the scale, work out where those root notes are, and just some simple little licks, even if it's a 2-note lick or whatever. Don't expect things to happen straight away. It's something you have to work at a little bit, and don't just see them as exercises. Scales are, when you do get an understanding, they are great fun. I always say, it gets you away from chords and strumming, and it's great for the finger dexterity, and just, like I say, great fun when you get an understanding of it. Now, if you do want me to, do more stuff, in future lessons, maybe I'll talk about the 5 positions that you can play in one key that take you all the way up the fretboard. I have sort of covered it in lessons in the past, and a few years ago. But if you want me to do sort of a refresher course and sort of extend this series a little bit with a second series to it, where we'll obviously expand ideas, and I'll give you a few more, loads of different things to do. Obviously leave me a comment in the post below, or you can find me a personal message over. You're very welcome to. Thanks for the continued support. As I said, thanks for subscribing. If you are subscribed, a further way you could help me out is hitting that little notification bell down there. Also, please go over and give me a like on social media, and then you're welcome to send me a personal message. So I'm Wayne R Guitar on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and now also TikTok. As you always say, I'm trying to get down with the kids. Also, word of mouth is a powerful thing, so please like and share my videos. If you dig what I do, tell your friends, tell your work colleagues, anyone plays a guitar, please point them in my direction. I really appreciate that. So that just leaves me to say have a great morning, day, night, whenever it is you're watching, and I'll catch you all for a lesson very soon. Take care.